Green to Stay Eco.
And DPQ.
And
So you go ahead.
I was just going to say that it's Bounty News time, episode 21.
We are spitballing free organic discussions regarding what we've noticed. We ask the question, we have an opinion. We create the independent network supporting you, the people.
Yeah, we've got some interesting topics today along the lines of that. Just a free organic discussion regarding some of the current crises we're seeing in Australia and the world. I don't know if you've noticed this, Dean, but I feel that Australia is at a crisis of vision. We don't have a bold, independent plan to utilise Australia to its full potential. For some reason, this magnificent, fantastic country with all these beautiful cultures, great young people, we don't have this big vision for the country. What do you think about that?
I think this is a great topic to start the conversation in regards to cheap, clean energy, talking about transport. Let's have these discussions happening. Come and tell us your vision of where this country is going. It doesn't seem to matter where you are, who you are, what place in society you see yourself in, whether or not you're a big corporation or a very small business, or even a member of parliament or a politician themselves. We're open to this discussion. Let's talk about
what is stopping us. What is stopping us? Is it the mainstream media that doesn't want to talk about a bold, big plan? Like when we came back from the Second World War, we had this bold vision to give every ex-serviceman like a house.
Yeah.
Why can't we get that big bold vision for this fantastic country again? What is stopping us? Is it the banks?
Yeah.
Is it the banks monopolising the housing industry? Is it politicians who are, too weak? Is it the fact that we don't produce anything? We need to start producing. We need a bold vision. We need something to utilise this big country. It's just going to waste. What do you think?
Well, it definitely seems to have that indication going on. I mean, there's a lot in the media. There's a lot in the mainstream and also independent media. Like we're an independent network. We're supporting you, the people, and we're putting all these complex questions out there for everybody to come and join us and have their voices heard. And why are we doing this? I mean, I think that one of the main reasons why we're doing this is because we see there is a perpetuation of the same thing, and it doesn't seem to have a purpose. So let's go into talking about clean energy and transport, or maybe even youth affordable housing. What do you think on that?
Yeah, that's a real timely topic. Why do we have to, every time I bring this up, I'm always given the same excuse. Oh, we don't have a big enough population. I'm meeting researchers, professors, people doing their PhD in these areas of sustainability, yet I'm not seeing this discussion in the mainstream media. I'm meeting the students, I'm meeting the professors, I'm meeting the researchers, I'm meeting people who are professors who are trialling hydrogen vehicles. I'm not seeing that
being executed. Yeah. There doesn't seem to be any.
I'm always given the same excuse. Oh, our population's too small. Our economy's too small. What? We never used those excuses 50 years ago. We just identified what we need to do, and we did it. Why are we constrained by these world economic fundamentals? What is stopping
That's an excellent question there, Green to Stay. I mean, where does that fit within the unity for all cultures, and especially indigenous and cultures?
Absolutely.
And seeing that echoed throughout society, I mean, why doesn't our airports, our airplanes, our transport infrastructure, our signs, our street names, or any of the other things reflect the respect that we have come out and said that we recognise the people and the custodians, and that's pretty much all we've done. I mean, what else have we done as far as...
Well, they give it lip service, but if we had a bold vision in the area of cheap, clean energy and building infrastructure right across the country, greening our deserts, China is greening their desert. We need to do that. We need to green our deserts. We don't have to, without disruption. That's why we need to work with our indigenous people who can give us those skills, give us that heritage of knowledge, and help us transition this country. And this, I believe, would be a fundamental way to unite all our people together, all our cultures, all our religions, get us all working like those bold visions. Utilising that indigenous and of course our scientific expertise. We're working hard in these areas. We need to start implementing all these billions of dollars that have been spent by these organisations in indigenous areas, by this education. This is what we should be focusing on. And that brings me to the next topic, Dean. We seem to be slipping back to this perpetuation of military arms industrial complex like we did.
You're talking about the arms trade, the international arms trades, and the agreements between all the countries doing those sort of things. And we've definitely noticed there's been a lot of testing of the weapons and all that sort of stuff since the inception of these weapons that have been created for whatever purposes other than just to dominate or control those particular countries. And we would just like to understand that, even though that it seemed like their excuse is, but it's deep inside the Pacific Ocean, it's not going to do any harm to the Earth that we all share. We have one sky, we have one planet, we don't have planet B. And we're not saying that we're all tree-hugging hippies. We just would like to see equity and equality, for people, like a general sort of a fair share of stuff. Wouldn't you say? I think that'd be
definitely.
nice.
And on that subject, let's look at the biggest armed country in the world, the United States, with the last history of wars that they've been involved in. Have they been a success? No. They've been a dismal failure from Vietnam onwards. Yet we continue this madness of non-diplomacy, building up arms, Cold War. I am not going to go through a Cold War. We are not going through a Cold War.
We've been through enough, I think, in our lifetime.
Yes.
To sort of even see, even back from Vietnam days, I'm sure there's a few Vietnam vets that are still around, and there's quite a few people out there that have given service to this country, me even included to a certain degree. You can come and talk to us. We've got 1 minute and 39 seconds to go. What would you like to wrap it up with in conclusion?
Yeah, well, that's a free discussion. We want to invite anyone, particularly in the areas of sustainability. Climate change, we both have consensus that it is a viable threat. We're not climate scientists, but we've looked into the evidence. But saying that, these are two important points we want to make regarding climate change. We don't want the people to pay for the transitioning. We want the elements that have created, fundamentally profited off climate destruction, to pay for the transition. That's one point. And two, we don't use climate change as a motive. If we can make clean, cheap energy a thing, let's just do it.
Yeah, well, that's a great point there, Green to Stay. So come and voice your opinion with us. Send us an email, sponsor us, invest in us. We're an independent network supporting you, the people, and we want to know how it all affects you. Doesn't matter where you're from. And we'll be signing off there. Thanks very much again for joining us in this podcast, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And please hit the like button. Or follow us now. Yeah,
that's Green to Stay, Bounty News, and DPQ, the news with a tinge of mutiny, and that's episode 21. Thank you for your time.
DPQ, be the voice.